Exit Liquidity, where you find out how not to be fucking exit liquidity.
All right, episode 4.
And we're back.
Exit Liquidity. I'm definitely using the intro that you don't like on this. Just letting you know now. I spent too much time in Descript on it, but it'll be a placeholder until we get something else, because I actually do like that pixelated idea.
Yeah, gonna take a bit more work to put together, but yeah, I mean, at least as long as we have something, I think it's fine, even if I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah. I miss this, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty excited. I feel like I came, like, this hiatus we had was nice. Even though I really thought I was gonna record, like, in Dubai. But I was like, fuck no.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't expect you to.
But
Would not expect you to. It's been, what, like 2 weeks now? 3 weeks now, I think, since our last one?
2 weeks. We missed 2.
2 weeks?
Yeah. I really wanted to hit, like, 52, like, hit one every single year. I mean, every week.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would have been nice, but I guess we'll have to make up for it somehow, I guess.
See, I actually haven't even checked the YouTube channel since we got
One of my
15,
friends.
23, and 21 views.
Really? 21?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is watching this?
We got 23 on the but actually no, well, they're the same one. I just realized they're 2 parts. 23 and 21 on those.
Yeah.
Probably because we titled it Feet Pics.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we got to use
SEO
that
right
to our advantage. Yeah.
Yeah. But how many subscribers do we have? Like 1? I know one of my...
2. 2. I didn't even subscribe to us yet, honestly.
Me either. So there's a mystery for the second person.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
That's pretty cool. All right, let's get into it. I think we just start with the fact that I spent that whole last week leading up to this bull market calling for a red week. I thought that was just amazing. I've been living with that message that I sent you and just staring at you like saying, well, everyone says that every single week. And I've just been staring at that like, fuck.
You're confident enough to call this a bull market already?
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. I'm on the sidelines praying for the downfall of everybody, honestly, just so I can get a better price. But no, I don't have faith in this at all. Do you?
I don't know, man. Who nobody fucking knows. Like,
well, what are you? Are you like macro guy scared, or are you just like cautious?
No, it's just like
reason?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's out of the question for us to go back down and retest, but I also like wouldn't be surprised if we just chop for a long time from here. It'd be good for NFTs if that's the case. I don't know. It's just like it's just something I'm never right about. Like, why bother trying to like time that? You know?
Yeah.
It never works out for me. It always does more harm than good, I think.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I did tell, like, I forget who I told. I think it was my dad. I was like, honestly, if we get an $800 Ethereum, like, I would bet the house on that. And I said that, and I had no fucking liquidity to do that, but I do want a $800 ETH again. I don't care about anything else.
Would be nice. This guy I used to work for, it was like he runs some like small like market research firm, like not related to crypto. He doesn't know shit about crypto, but him and my dad are still good friends. I worked for him for like a year back in like 2020 maybe, and he was talking to my dad and he was like asking how I was doing, and my dad was telling him, oh yeah, like he works in crypto now. Like he was telling me to start averaging into Ethereum. And just with that, this guy Randy, he ran with that, and he like apparently like dumped some money in, just like not even decent, just like a one-time buy, and that was coincidentally at like 1050 ETH, I think. And now he's like very happy with me for that. I haven't spoken to the guy in like a year and a half, maybe 2 years, but somehow I did.
That dude would definitely inject into the fund.
Yeah, maybe.
I was watching something actually about some like these Canto guys, these guys that were shilling Canto on some podcast, and they started off as like a friends and family fund. And I've heard of family office, but they called it not a friends and family fund, but a friends and family management firm or something like that.
Wait, what?
You ever like heard?
You're saying
They were
that
very vague. It seemed like they were just like taking people's money and trading with it, more or
did they
less.
say friends and family round? They raised the friends and family round?
No use of the
Okay.
word round. Just friends and family
Okay.
firm.
Okay. The only thing I can think of is like generally like at your earliest stage, the only funding you can get is from like friends and family. So like people will raise that, quote unquote, and call it a friends and family round, and then they'll do like pre-seed, seed, shit like that after if they get to that point. But management fund, firm, whatever, I haven't heard of anything like that.
Speaking of management, step into actually the Trump NFT trade. Did you get filled?
Dude, no, dude, it's like the
I'm not gonna
liquidity
lie,
is
I
so
didn't want to
bad.
I didn't want to burst your bubble, but I was like, dude, just list at 2. But I know you really wanted 3.
Well, the thing is
list at 2.
I just listed today, and not a single one has sold since I listed. The liquidity is just so bad. So like if I said, like if I wanted to liquidate right now, I could liquidate for like 0.3, which is like less than half of what I paid. But like if I had listed when this guy came and swept, I would have gotten filled at 3 or like someone. What the fuck? Someone literally just now a minute ago, someone bought a golf game with Trump at Mar-a-Lago for guess how much?
Well, I think I saw a Twitter post on like.
It was literally a minute ago.
Oh, it was a minute.
And there's only one of
I
those.
saw
Yeah,
they
it was
were
the
going
first
for,
sale.
like 30 ETH.
They were, yeah. I think they were listed for 30 ETH. This one was sold for 14 ETH. It was the first sale.
Oh, like
And there's
what,
only
it's a
one of them.
private one-on-one. And you bring a group of friends too.
This NFT community team for a 2-hour golf game with President Trump for winner and 2 guests at a date and time to be determined by the company. Yeah, someone has an offer for 3.5 ETH.
Someone on Twitter was like, "Oh, like if you're a fucking YouTuber and you want like a fucking great video."
That's
if you're,
true.
like, those
Yeah.
guys, or if you're like, even like whatever, Mr. Beast or whoever, like 50 bands easily to
Yeah.
do a one-on-one with Trump golfing.
Mm-hmm.
Seems viable. It's just whether or not they want to make a MetaMask and buy a bunch of ETH.
I mean, you can buy with credit card on OpenSea. I don't even think you need to go that far.
Oh yeah, that's true. You can buy straight on credit card with OpenSea.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't know. I kind of just have to hope some like Tard comes in and sweeps again, because there's not many sales on this thing regularly at all. It was just like stupidly illiquid for like a week. Nothing was moving, and then like 2 or 3 people came in and swept, and there's only 125 of them.
That.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I mean, if you look at like the volume chart for the entire collection, volume this past week has been like 5 times higher than any other week, just because people have started sweeping like the higher rarities or the more, I guess.
Dude, imagine if he runs.
Rarities.
Imagine when the announcement comes.
Yeah,
and
that's
he
true.
runs.
Yeah,
Imagine he takes like whatever the fuck it is. He wins the primary for the Republicans.
that's the problem. Is I only bought one of them. Like I would totally hold and see what happens here, because it's like it's stupid to say, but like it's backed. Like you actually get to go to dinner with Trump. That has like some
It's utility.
intrinsic value. It has utility. Yeah.
It has utility.
So
No,
like
I like it.
I don't know. This is one of the more fundamentally sound NFTs I've owned in my life. Surprisingly.
Honestly, probably the most fundamentally sound. Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about it. Abstractions were going for more than what you paid for that.
Dude, what even
That
happens?
doesn't make
to that
any
thing?
sense.
Have you been keeping up with them still?
No, not at all.
I'm just looking at their Twitter right now. They haven't tweeted. They've been pretty
I
sparing with
heard
their
they
tweets.
they just been like fucking like getting hacked constantly on every drop.
Again? I only heard about the first one.
Yeah, they just been getting fucked over. Wait, I checked my OpenSea wallet. Did I get filled for this? Or did
You still have one?
come down? I have the V2 shit.
Oh yeah, I completely exited a while ago.
My wallet's not connected. I'm not gonna get my.
Wow, the like original like abstraction piece is at 1.2 now. Kind of sad.
That's
It's like down 50% from where we entered.
wait, what? Wait, what is
Oh,
that?
sorry, point 0.12.
Oh, 0.12. I
Yeah.
thought you said 1.2.
Yeah. No, yeah, I did say
Holding
1.2.
his
That's my
value.
bad. No, yeah, that was at 1.2. I might consider entering again. Like,
What else? Cappies?
dude, cappies are
you
fucked.
exit?
I'm sorry, nothing's happening.
you
No,
exit?
it's like, what's the point? Like,
No, I was kidding.
I mean,
They dropped some like open edition shit.
I don't know. I've stopped paying attention there. That's just another one of my. I've begun like amassing a collection of just like illiquid bullshit that's just gonna sit in my wallet forever, or until like next
you could
December
sell
rolls
for-
around and I have to do some harvesting.
Yeah, you could sell for a loss.
Yeah, I could.
No, I still
but
believe
it's
in
just
cappies.
like work.
They're doing something. I'm saying it here on this podcast now. Cappies is going somewhere. I'm not in the Discord. I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen, but that one's solely a gut feeling.
I mean,
So
where's your?
next time on the podcast, if like I say I have a gut feeling, we reevaluate Cappies, and then that's kind of like the mark of like whether or not my gut feelings work at all.
Okay, where's your entry? Because they're not doing too well from when we were first talking
Oh,
about
my
them.
entry's way high. I don't even want to look at it.
Oh,
My
okay,
entry's way too high.
I have a pretty rare one actually. This one's top 5%. That's fun. Yeah, no, I don't have very high hopes for these. One of them's got the noun glasses, which is kind of cool,
How
but
is volume though?
I don't know. I don't really care.
80 over 7 days. Yeah, it's pretty shit. Nah, they'll be back though.
Not great.
They'll be
Not
back
great.
for sure.
I guess they haven't been around long. I don't know. I've stopped paying attention, honestly.
They're just.
I'm hoping to get filled on this Gen Art thing I sent you. Balagan,
Still hold
whatever. I haven't gotten filled yet. Oh wait, did I just get filled? Maybe I just got filled. I have the top offer now. I didn't a second ago, but I have not gotten filled yet. It looks like.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I like the owner distribution, but I was looking at it. It seems like it was like airdropped or like people got allow listed for holding something else, and
Yeah, it was.
the DM thing is like some kind of DAO or something.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's reasonably big. It seems like they have some high. They don't have a ton of followers, but the followers they do have seem to be high quality. And mid price was 0.25, so it's not like it's up absurdly from what like the whitelisters minted at.
Yeah, I just think there's a big ass wall for you to get anywhere though. A big
Yeah.
ass sell wall, like the
I don't-
huge.
I don't imagine. I mean, like with most Gen Art shit, I don't imagine this is something that pumps in like the coming week. Like to me, this is like a slow grind up kind of thing,
Like
or nothing.
Roblox.
Like Art Blocks. Yeah,
Yeah. Did Artblocks drop something else?
Art Blocks is always
I got a
dropping shit.
notification like on the Promit shit.
Art Blocks is always dropping shit, and every time I see it, I go and I look at what they're auctioning at, and then I just get upset because I'm poor. Like they're auctioning something, or they have an auction coming up. Not an auction, but they have a sale coming up for a collection of 50. This Gen Art piece, starting price is 10 ETH. And it's like, I don't know, man.
They're doing
just
a great job though.
They really are, yeah.
Did you see that one guy that got fucking wrecked on Twitter? Got like 2 million of his shit liquidated.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
He
yeah,
lost a bunch of those squiggles.
yeah. Fucking. I mean, makes me feel pretty shitty about. I mean, I don't have much, but like, if that guy gets fucked, like, how are any of us safe?
Yeah, when I saw that, I was gonna send you that, but you already sent it in Meeting Rainbow. That like fire thing. That's secret.
Oh yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, I haven't used that yet. I just sent it, but I haven't had a chance to fully look into it yet.
How are you feeling about Spice?
Go ahead.
Do you want to skip past this?
Skip past
Easily
what?
cuttable.
No. We can talk about it. We can talk about it.
We can talk about it. Okay.
Yeah. I feel good. I have some questions that I still haven't gotten to ask Dylan about yet.
I've been actually DMing them whenever they tweet, and I'm like having an instant question, and they respond like, insanely fast. So if you want to shoot me some, like I feel like I've asked everything.
I mean, have you asked about the like possibility of a bank run? Like what happens in that scenario? How they manage?
I didn't want to like. I didn't want to press them that hard. I thought you meant like.
It's a valid question, I think.
Yeah, no, it definitely is a valid question, but like, I'm just a average priority whitelist. I want to be on the nice side for now. I don't know. I don't want to press them too hard because I think they're like. I do like how connected they are. Did you see? They're very connected with Jones.
Yeah. I mean, they have been from the start. They're head of strategy, head of BD, whatever. They're the only member of their team who's not a founder. He was like formerly head of growth or something like that at Jones Dow. So, and they've been in talks pretty much since like day one.
I like
so
that.
They're definitely close
like,
there. Yeah,
similar. They're just doing the same thing with NFT.
Yeah,
I also didn't know that they're allowing people to spin up their own vaults, like eventually. Like the prologue mint for this NFT is going to be just the main vault, and then they're going to have like a bunch of different vaults. That's going to get hectic if anyone spins them up. It's pretty cool.
I mean, in my mind, I don't think many people would be spinning up their own vaults because, I totally would. I think people like us totally would, but for what the offering is right now for their for the prologue vault, for their flagship strategy, it's already reasonably well tested for something that's not live yet, and you're getting some of the best yield you're going to see anywhere in DeFi. So it's kind of a hard value prop to say, hey, go in and make your own shit and beat this. I'm totally going to try.
I think it's just going to be like the degeneracy curve, I feel like.
Right, yeah. It's just going to be, I'm sure you can select more collections, give higher LTVs, change your rates, change your loan periods, whatever, and then go from there. But then they still have to work out how to handle defaults in that scenario, because the way they do it now, I don't think they hit very many defaults. One person has defaulted on a punk in all of NFTfi lending history. So it's not that big of a risk
Isn't
factor
it just
for them there.
Automatic though?
It depends on the platform.
But don't you think the best way to handle a default is just automatic?
So what? They custody the asset, they liquidate it, and then return that to the deposits, or what?
When you say default, someone
didn't pay back their loan in the period that they were supposed to. The borrower, the person who, if I have a punk and you lend me 50 ETH for 30 days at X% AP, and I don't pay back that 50 ETH plus interest in 30 days, the smart contract allows you to then take custody of that punk, and it's yours now. So for something automated, what do? Do they just liquidate it right away and then give that back to users? I think that's what they do now, because defaults are few and far in between for the collections that they're probably farming for, and because it's generally profitable with blue chips like that. Defaults, there's massive opportunity in just catching defaults here and there. But if you're deploying your own strategy, if you're lending against a bunch more collections where people default more often, where it's more difficult to price and liquidate with higher rarities. It's not that like straightforward. So
yeah, I think
that's a challenge in my mind.
I think JPEG, they have it set up where there's like some kind of voting system on what happens with the defaulted NFTs. So like they can vote whether to liquidate them or whether to keep them in a vault, and like maybe they appreciate value for the people that contributed to the pool. I feel like that mechanism makes a decent amount of sense, especially with blue chips. Like you don't want to automatically liquidate it at floor if you have something with rarity. But yeah, I think like an on-chain voting mechanism, because I mean they're gonna launch some kind of spice token. I'm assuming, maybe, whether or not that's confirmed or denied. I feel like that's most likely going to happen.
Can talk about that off podcast.
Yeah, but
JPEG, it looks like JPEG, the DAO handles liquidations, and usually what happens is the borrower has like 72 hours to repay their loan.
Yeah.
Plus a liquidation fee. If not, it goes up for auction, and I'm guessing the proceeds from that auction get paid out to lenders.
Yeah, I think as long as you keep the amount being given to the borrower less than or equal to floor price.
NFTs are weird, man.
Why don't they make this? I feel like this may be a dumb question, but like, why doesn't the LTV change with the floor price? Why don't you have to put up more collateral when the floor price changes? Why is that a bad idea?
It's like a terrible user experience, I feel like, isn't it? You have to constantly be adding and subtracting liquidity from your position. I mean, you can renegotiate on some sites, but that's like because both parties have to agree to it. So like, I don't know. It's like, imagine I lend you 1 ETH for some NFT at like 50% LTV, and the price 2x's. So what do? I put in another ETH? What if I don't have another ETH? Like, where is that coming from? What if I don't have one and I can't put it in? Who's like faulted there for that?
No, I think with NFTs that you kind of have to understand that I guess it does go both ways. I was thinking of it more as like only from the NFT side.
What do you mean?
You're saying, like, are you saying if the value of the NFT doubles or if the value of ETH doubles?
I was talking about the value of the NFT in relation to ETH. Like if the NFT is worth 1 ETH 1 week, it's worth 2 the next. You can't guarantee that whichever party has to put in or take away liquidity. You can't guarantee that they're going to do that. That they're going to have the funds to do that in the first place. Because you can only for a position like that, for a trade like that, you can only manage what's being held in the smart contract. And what's in the smart contract? It's just, you just get like an ERC 1155 that represents like at least in the case of NFTfi, that represents the position of the borrow or of the lend.
But I feel like people people that are borrowing against their NFTs will accept the fact that they have to do more work because of their asset class. I feel like you could.
That's asking a lot. I feel like.
You think so? Especially for because smaller shit. Like, I'm not talking blue chip. I'm talking like the riskier things. Like, you think people would be that mad if they had to like actively manage and, you know, maybe add a little bit more ETH to cover their floor price loss?
I mean, I think it would be case by case. And you can only do it in situations where both parties would agree to it.
I think they should test that out. I think they should see how many people agree to that. I
guess you can do it on NFTfi. You can renegotiate. You can propose a greater deposit, less deposit. You can pay back some earlier, change the rate, whatever. But both parties have to agree to it in every case. And it's just like, I don't know. Like, why do people borrow against their NFTs in the first place? It's usually just to avoid selling them, so they can they can hedge in some way. Or I don't know, I've always thought about like if I had like a punk or like a rare squiggle or something, I would totally be borrowing against it and just like trading with that money, because squiggles are super squiggles, like fidenzas and autoglyphs. They get really, really good rates for borrowing. Like you can borrow against it at like less than 15%, and like I can probably beat that like flipping and trading. So I would totally be doing that. But in either scenario, like active position management like that doesn't really make too much of a difference for the borrower, I think. And if you're talking about the shittier, like the more unstable collections, like I couldn't tell you why the fuck those people are borrowing against them. Like, because you're already borrowing against it at like 80% APR or something like that. Like it's really just when they need fast liquidity. I can't think of another scenario. When they need fast liquidity or when they want to hedge, really.
Like a Milady or like a Goblin. Like those those are... But I feel like those degenerate people would be fine with seeing a floor price go down and getting an email saying like, oh, well, your LTV has gone down a bunch. It's like, I feel like it's just like kind of like margin trading. Almost. Where you get that email and you're like, fuck, I made the wrong move. I gotta add more money or my position's gonna get liquidated. It's like simple as that kind of thing.
Well, I mean, I don't know. And if we're talking about just like peer-to-peer, which is like really all I give a shit about, honestly.
Why is that?
Peer-to-pool is not quite as fun. There's not as much like opportunity there, for me at least, so I don't really pay too much attention to it. And I don't know, it doesn't really feel like peer-to-pool is moving that much. Like, it doesn't feel like there's that much innovating or happening there. All like the cool projects are building around peer-to-peer. But anyways, in like a margin trading scenario, or even like a basic like fungible token lending scenario, when your LTV hits a certain point, you just get liquidated. Like, that's just how it works. In this scenario, let's say you drop below LTV, the position's still going to be there. And in that situation, it's actually probably preferable to be liquidated, because the ETH that you're retaining from what you borrowed is going to be worth more than the NFT at that point, probably. So unless you're like attached to it or something like that, it doesn't really make sense to pay that back.
Yeah.
It's a different game, honestly. It's like that's why it's so like shitty in the state that it's in right now, because there's so many different like nuances and just like problems with just like the fundamental nature of the assets, that like it can't be managed the same as a margin position or a position on Aave or something like that. Yeah, I don't know, but there's cool shit going on there. Like it's gonna get there, I think. I mean, Spice is a big step in the right direction, I think. The problem problem for me at least is, depending on how much liquidity they get from this first collection, rates are probably going to be affected on some of these collections, just because there'll be a lot more liquidity, people will be able to take out loans, but which is healthier for the long term of the industry. But for me, it means it's going to be harder to get these 50, 60+% APRs. Damn. I have a loan expiring tomorrow against this wrecked guy, which I definitely gave him too much, but I'm at like 80% LTV right now, which is not bad. I mean, even if he doesn't repay, I'll take it. I'll just take it and sell it immediately, get it quick.
Did you sell that Valhalla?
No, I'm just going to hold it for a little bit. What I figured out happened is essentially this guy just bought, it's pretty rare. This one trait it had is like, the background trait it's had is pretty fucking rare, but I figured out that this guy essentially just bought this thing like way at the top, like right at the top. And I lended against him not long after that. And I mean, I'm not in a terrible position, I would say. It definitely wasn't like, it could be a lot worse, but the top trait for this, the top trait floor price is 1.23 for this thing. So I could take a 0.25 ETH loss if I wanted to, if I just want to liquidate right now. But the Valhallas are also like, I feel like they're kind of bottomed at this point, or bottoming. Like, I would expect them to turn around pretty soon. I might be biased, but
How much borrow volume do you think happened today in NFTfi?
it's a good question. In dollars,
Yeah.
does that mean like how many positions were open today, or like what's already live?
Total borrows volume.
Okay.
Today's borrow.
So
volume.
it's probably cumulatively what's currently like an active position, right?
You think so?
Maybe.
I'm looking at the number and I want to say that it's open today, just because it's.
If it's open today, then I would say, I want to say like between 2 and. Is that too high? I have no idea. My initial.
I don't know what my answer would be to this question, but I'm surprised.
I was gonna say 200 to 300 E's.
Oh, in dollars. So
Oh, in dollars, I will convert that to you. Whatever the hell that is, I don't know.
It's 100K, 115K.
Okay, that's pretty low.
So yeah, so
For daily volume,
that's
what
like
is it?
half. It's like 100 ETH, really,
Okay,
in ETH terms. It's pretty shit.
that's not. I mean, yeah, it's a fucking nascent industry. I mean, I would not expect that to change for some time. It's gonna be interesting. Like, obviously, we had like a little mini like NFT run, arguably still going on, but like when you look at like what NFTs were doing in the bull market, just like everything mooning ridiculously too. I wonder how that's going to be when you can you can essentially like lever up against your NFTs, when you can borrow against them, you can trade options like perps against them, like when you can essentially have that much more liquidity just with insane amounts of leverage. Any amount of leverage with assets like that is insane.
Do you buy into this was the ICO like altcoin thing? Like NFTs are just altcoins. Do you think we're like actually sitting in that same boat where like that whole thing is getting flushed out?
Comparing ICOs to what?
Not ICOs specifically, but like altcoins. Like from how ICOs went to like a thing where you can borrow against other altcoins, you can lend against them, you can do a bunch of stuff. Like that was a nascent thing that didn't really have that much liquidity, and then all of a sudden it did. And like that's the thesis that people have with NFTfi, sort of, where, like you said, it's going to cause some kind of extra bull run in comparison to what, like ICOs were last year's just NFT market, just them blowing up and everyone launching an NFT, and like now the financials behind all of them are going to get flushed out, just like altcoin financials got flushed out. You buy? I honestly do.
In a way, yeah. But I think with NFTs, there's an assumption that like there is additional utility there, or at least there is additional utility coming for NFTs. Like,
but I feel like that's that thing that I was telling you about that Taiki was talking about, where like those altcoins blew up because nobody knew how to value them. It was all like like a speculative bubble. And so that aspect of NFTs just adds on to the speculative bubble that could come with like NFTfi.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with that. But I don't know that it's going to end up the same way that it has with altcoins. I think like NFTs as an asset class are really going to enter a time where they kind of have to prove that they're worth all the hype, or even a fraction of the hype that we've seen around them within the next couple of years. Like, I don't know. Once you can, going back to like NFTfi, once you can like reliably finance an NFT in a variety of ways, or it just has more flexibility as an asset. Once we reach that point, or as that starts to improve, if other like use cases don't follow, if like gaming doesn't take off, gaming assets don't take off, if I don't know, social NFTs, whatever other use cases you can come up with for NFTs, if they don't start to solidify post that, then yeah, we might end up where we are exactly right now with altcoins, but with NFTs a couple years later, which it's not an ideal scenario, but it's not like end game to me. I don't know. People always talk about how we're early, like oh, if you're seeing this, you're early. Or like you see some dumb shit in the news, like, oh, we're still early. It's like, yeah, like from like an adoption, like use case, like tech perspective, definitely still early. In terms of like an upside perspective for some of this stuff, like it's a more difficult sell, I think, just because there's like so much has happened, like built an empire, and it's built there, or not we, but there have been empires built and collapsed in this market for the past like decade.
Like eventually, right? Eventually. So you go back, ICOs happened like 2017, right? And then we got to 2021 and you had FTX where you could deposit any and every altcoin into your account and borrow against all of them to trade. So 2021 was the NFT comparable ICO. Do you see in like, I guess that's 4 years, do you see depositing a bunch of your like piece of shit NFTs into some like trading account and then borrowing against all of them as a whole at every single floor price?
Well, can you do that with altcoins now? With most altcoins now?
Well, you can, hypothetically. Like, someone's going to rebuild FTX and what they had. There's like a market fit for that. Whether it's the GTX guys and 3AC or if it's going to be somebody else. But that's definitely coming. Like, people want to do that. Like, people want that to happen. Like, and I think it's technologically, like, feasible. I don't think it's impossible. So do you, like, I honestly, maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid or whatever, but I almost see it with NFTs. I almost see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, 5 years is a long time. 5 years is a long fucking time.
Everyone was saying what you were saying about NFTs, about altcoins. Like, there were definitely 1 million people or like a shit ton of people that were like Bitcoin Cash supporters. Like nobody would have thought that, like, I mean, maybe there were some people that, like, you had to be a little bit crazy to think that you would be able to borrow against Bitcoin Cash, like, through those years. And, like, realistically, you can now. I'm sure you could go somewhere and borrow against Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah. I think we do get
what's
there.
What's the use case? There's, like, no use case for Litecoin. There's none.
Payments, you could say, depending on who you ask.
No.
Payments is weak.
It's just derivatives of, like, the same fucking thing. And so I feel like that's what we saw with NFTs, just derivatives of the same fucking thing. 10,000 plus collections. And I feel like some of them are always going to have some value just from the community they have. Like, Bitcoin Cash, people were only able to borrow against something like that because there were a bunch of fucking weirdos who loved Bitcoin Cash that had a shit ton. And, like, there was a market there.
Well, if you look at why did people own something like Bitcoin Cash or Litecoin or Luna or XRP or whatever? Because they believed in the project and in the fundamentals and the tech, whatever, right?
Yeah, but why do people in tech are just the same as the fundamentals in tech are derivatives of Bitcoin.
But my question is, why do people own NFTs? Like, obviously, like, most of them right now is just under the assumption they can sell it to someone later for a higher price. But at its core, to me, if you buy an NFT and if you hold it for longer than 6 months, it's more than just that, usually. And those assets, those longer-term, like, NFT assets are going to be the ones that are first to have that kind of utility where you can just go and borrow against them and do whatever with them. And for those, why do people own those? For the community aspect is still there. I think that's similar for Bitcoin Cash or for CryptoPunks. Obviously, those communities are not comparable in any way, but
I think
an oversimplification is you can treat them as equal. But people also own NFTs just because they like them, because they can own this picture. It's like, oh, this penguin's cute. I want it. It's mine now.
It's just a different layer of speculation. I think it's the same. I think it's the same thing boiled down.
I think it's stronger. I think it's stronger.
So it's a better version, basically.
Yeah, I mean, like something. If you look at like XRP, for example, people were and still are like not as much now, obviously, but just absolutely insane about that token, that technology, and just like what it could mean.
It's because of the community. It's because of what they hear from like the people that are like higher ups in the community. There's the people that are like Hex. Like they hear from that fucking Richard Hart guy, like this is this, like I've been doing this, and like they're not going to listen to anybody else. And so I feel like it's the same thing with an NFT community. Like the DGods guys are going to listen to whatever the fuck Frank says, no matter how shit the project is. They're gonna listen to what Frank says, and like Frank's gonna be like, we're building and we're doing this, and like we're our graph looks like this, and like we're so much better than this in this way. No matter what the floor price is, they're gonna listen to Frank.
But my point is that with these altcoin communities, that like the same thing applies. You're totally right, but they have to. There's like mental gymnastics they have to do to get to the point of whatever their end goal is. End goal being adoption.
Altcoins or NFTs.
Let's so for now, just like that's you could say that's for both in some cases, but for altcoins, it's like a necessity. If you look at NFTs, that can be the case sometimes, but other times it's simpler than that. It's just people have a picture that they like. It's easy. You have a picture, you like it, you own it, it's yours. When was the last time CryptoPunks shipped something?
Yeah, but you could say like, when's the last time Bitcoin shipped something? Lightning Network?
Bitcoin still has yet to ship. Bitcoin still has. Their whole promise is sound money, digital gold, inflation hedge, blah blah blah, all that shit. That's what I was talking about, the mental gymnastics.
But CryptoPunks' promise is being like a fucking. Well, you could say that CryptoPunks fulfilled their promises. I mean, like, what their end goal, like, if you're an NFT holder right now, you buy an NFT today, like, best case scenario, it gets sold at Sotheby's or Christie's, and you're a real fucking art piece. Mm-hmm. So technically,
but like people,
just like people say that Bitcoin fulfilled its value as like a digital gold. Right, okay. But Bitcoin's an extreme example. But people still believe that. But they're like the OG, and like everything is a derivative of that.
Bitcoin's an extreme example because you can look at people who entered in like 2012, and they would be very satisfied with where they're at right now. If you look at XRP,
those are the leaders in the cult community, and you can say that with any coin that's done anything. Like, oh, I made a shit ton of money. So, like, when this shit comes around again, you're going to make a shit ton of money. And I feel like NFTs can sell that way easier. Not way easier, but they could also sell it, just like altcoins do.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, I think that right now?
I think they're similar like, you're right about them being similar in the community and, like, hive mind kind of regard. My point is just that there's the simplicity that NFTs offer for what's genuinely fun for people is something that altcoins never had.
True. It's true. But I feel like when you boil that down as well, it's also just being a part of a group.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, it's a big part of it. But you wouldn't go on Twitter and share, I don't know, share your like Bitcoin balance and be like, oh, look at my Bitcoins, they're so fucking cool. You would go and share you have gone and shared
but
your
you
DGON and been like, wow, this shit's so sweet. And everybody goes and hypes you up for it.
You share your I mean, like with Bitcoin, you share the use cases of it, I guess. Like, oh, like I'm not talking about just sharing it between.
What is it? You give me one use case for Bitcoin.
I mean, let's say you think of it as digital gold. It's a better version of gold because you can put it on a ledger and memorize the code and cross borders and have your money. Whereas, like, if you were a Ukrainian and crossing over to Poland with a sack full of gold, you could have got robbed at the fucking border.
Okay.
Like, that's a use case, is what I'm saying. But, like, people are going to say that about a million different things. Like, to me, CryptoPunks is Bitcoin, and apes are Ethereum.
I hate that comparison. I hate that comparison.
Apes are constantly making, like, some new shit. They came out with a fucking game called Dookie Dash.
Oh, my
and
God,
people are paying to play. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, people are paying to play. That's kind of the whole thesis of like Ethereum, where people are paying to use the network. Whether or not normal people value the Ethereum network, there are people on the planet that are deciding that I want to use this and I'm going to pay to use it. So it's like a value. There's value prop there. And so like as it iterates, people are going to be more inclined to pay to do it or pay to play. And so I think that's what Bored Apes does, where they just keep on iterating and keep on doing new shit that CryptoPunks didn't do. And so like it's like a better version almost. Even though I fucking hate apes and I wouldn't compare them to Ethereum, like my connection with Ethereum to a connection with fucking apes, but I could see how ape holders see their connection to apes as like a connection to something new and innovative, not like CryptoPunks that are just boring and gold. Because you can say like CryptoPunks are the gold of NFTs. They're holding their value. They're just fucking sitting there. I mean, I don't know how well they've held their value, but
it's a good question. Actually, I don't know either. Damn, no,
like
there's none
of NFTs.
There's none listed on OpenSea. Holy shit!
I see it.
This is such a wild. It's just crazy how this is a thing. Like, just consistently 65 plus, probably like an average of like 70 to 80 ETH sales, it looks like. It's no liquid, too. It's just no one's listed. Everything's like OTC, probably.
Yeah. That's how Bitcoin was. OTC. People
that's true.
Shutting up cash. Who knows? Maybe I drank too much of like... I'm believing in this shit too much. But I see it. I just see like another speculation bubble on the rise.
I hope so.
I think I think you more than me are positioning yourself for that speculation to come. Because I think, like in that Taiki video, you were saying like a lot of the speculation is going to come from the marketplaces and like the new apps that are coming out for all of these, because no one's gonna know how to value. Like, okay, for Blur, right? How are you evaluating Blur token?
I've been thinking about that actually.
Rare. You're probably putting it above LooksRare, but you're not putting it above OpenSea, and OpenSea doesn't have a token. So like the upper side is like infinite, and the lower bound is like LooksRare.
The problem with that is like
I mean, OpenSea's probably had a raise, so like there's some kind of valuation, but there's no token that like they're valuing.
Yeah, no, I mean they've definitely raised that like a 10, maybe 11 figure valuation. The problem with Blur is like we don't know anything about the tokenomics yet, and the airdrop. It just seems like everybody's fucking getting the airdrop. Like, I go on here and I have like 90 of these crates from airdrop 2, and then I go to airdrop 3. I have 100% listing loyalty and 33 bid points, which is like I bid on Blur pretty often. then I look at the leaderboard. My boost is only 1x, and at the top, everybody has 2.5x, and like the top bidder has 36k points. I have 33. So like, the thing is this is gonna like
You have 33K or 33?
33, and this guy has 36k.
It might end up being like I feel like a Stargate was, where it just gets fucking like dumped to shit and then has its like own moment. And it may be way farther out than I think, but I think there's a moment there. I think there's a moment.
Could be. I mean, the airdrop's coming like February 13th, I want to say.
Not just Blur, but like NFTfi in general. Like these are gonna keep coming.
Oh yeah, NFT. I mean, yeah, NFTfi has yet to have its
A
moment.
million marketplaces that drop a bunch of different shit. So I'm adding that to my narrative list.
Yeah, I mean, it's already getting pretty fucking big. It's just not like
I don't want to make the mistake of thinking that everyone knows this when not everyone does.
it's just communities are small now, or our whole community is small now. So like, when something does happen, when something does start to take notice, it feels like everyone knows. When in reality, like maybe most people do know, but you have to remember there's only like 5 of us left at this point. So like.
Yeah.
It's more so about what gets more people interested. Otherwise, just the same shit floating around.
I think I like the NFTfi narrative, and I'm
gonna
actually try and play it.
If you got the Spice NFT, that's like probably one of the best ways to play that like sector right now, because you're earning yield, you're getting exposure to a platform that is supporting every major lending platform, and I mean you get an NFT, you get like a pretty cool looking NFT.
I do like their NFTs because they also seem like brown people, like one of the
representation
NFTs look like me, you know what I mean? like I would rock that as a PFP.
Yeah, they're nice. They're nice. They're like Middle Eastern Azukis. They're like Dune Azukis.
Yeah. You want to talk about the stuff that we missed?
What do we
sat
miss?
here every day staring at crypto Twitter. We missed Aptos.
Oh yeah.
Canto.
All these fucking trades. Aptos, Canto. I haven't been playing any altcoins. I've just been playing NFTs. Aptos.
I do have Frax. I've been bag holding Frax for like a while, and they're gaining some steam.
Frax is. I don't expect Frax's token. I like Frax. Yeah. I don't expect their token to do spectacularly though. I really like their product. I mean, they're up since the start of the year. They're up over 2x. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. The last interview I heard from Sam was like he was legit talking about getting I don't know what he called it, but like there's some kind of pass or certification or something you can get from like a central bank that apparently USDC might get. Like it's basically like you're like you get a direct account with them, and like you can, like it's the most secure way of showing funds or like proving funds, like just like a safety thing. Apparently
I haven't heard of this, no.
USDC is going after it, and like apparently Frax is saying that they're gonna try and go after it too. Who knows? But
interesting.
I like Frax. I like the Frax coin. I think they have.
Do you know how decentralized Frax is?
Not at all. It's basically a wrap USDC. With like, in terms of like decentralization, they're probably like, at best, 25%. Like, 25% like algo. They're the way that their algo works with the Frax share token like makes sense. But I think it's going to take a long time to scale.
But I mean, yeah, that's for sure. But they also, I don't know, Frax is
token
as a stable. Yeah, I don't know either. I just like their specifically their staking product, their liquid staking. I think that's pretty fucking sweet.
I mean,
it's probably the best option out there right now. Yeah, the FPI is also. The FPI is really interesting, but like I don't really see anyone using it. Yeah,
Yeah, no one's gonna use that. But I think the staking, their LSD is like, their rate is subsidized by what they make from the rest of Frax, like from Fraxland and stuff. That's how they're getting that higher rate, right?
I don't know, to be honest.
I think that's what it is. And so I think it, like, they have some podcast called the Flywheel Pod. It's like two of these like Frax guys, and they have like a legitimate flywheel that's like working. So
You can also I haven't done this, but I know you can loop your liquid staking on all. You can do it all on Frax. You can borrow against your liquid stake Frax, like SF Frax ETH, whatever, SFRX ETH. You can restake it, borrow against it again, restake it. I don't know what you can get from that, but you can probably loop that up to, like, I would guess at least like 20-25% APR.
yeah, I really like what they're doing. They have everything in one place, realistically. Like,
Yeah.
if anyone's gonna be like a...
Oh, dude, they have a bridge now. Have you seen this Frax Ferry?
Yeah, the Frax Ferry. It's actually such a nice UI. Like, it's like a little boat and everything.
A slower,
It's
simpler,
nice.
but more secure method of bridging tokens.
Just share screen on it.
Wow.
Can you...
Yeah, I'm looking at their docs right now. Ferry that can be used to ship tokens between chains.
Yeah.
How does this work? And bar guys, looks like some nerd shit.
Just go to the UI.
go
Just go to the UX. Ooh, how it works.
Well, I want to understand how. I kind of want to understand how it works.
Yeah, no.
There's a
I mean-
dispute function. If it's okay, so it's just a bridge. It's just a bridge where they're like the counterparty, or they're the middleman. 6 days. Oh shit. Wait. Oh no, this is how. So it's not used very often, I guess. Where are they getting this liquidity from? Or is this from their?
They...
Oh, it's just for. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Evan,
Were
what
you
are these chain supports?
Were you a big like curve guy? Curve and convex guy?
No, not really. I mean, I remember like around when the curve wars were first like gaining like steam, just with like them starting or happening. That was when I was first like seriously getting into crypto like full time. And I just remember really, really struggling to like understand that whole ordeal. Just because, like, I don't know,
Imagine
like
you locked up $100,000 for 4 years, though.
I mean,
There was a
100
lot
grand.
of people that did the 4-year lockup. Like, imagine if you locked up a significant amount.
At that point in
I
the
saw
market too.
So many people during curve wars. Yeah, they locked up 4 years, and they were like
Jesus.
cooking on all of the, because like Abracadabra was giving so many rewards, so they were making so much money every week from like the incentives.
Dude, you could say that for like any token with the vote escrow mechanics. Like, imagine locking up Dopex for 4 years.
Yeah, I do have like.
I recently
have a
exited
singular-
Dopex actually.
I have a singular RDPX or RDPX.
I had.
I think I bought it for $200 or something fucking nuts.
Yeah, my entry prices were terrible for this entire like ecosystem, but I had like 12 RDPX just like sitting around that I was gonna do something with, but I just never got around to doing it. And then I was farming Plutus DPX for a while, which I actually got some pretty good rewards out of. But I recently exited all of those because I've just over the past like 3 or 4 months. Every like couple weeks or so, I just think about all my positions. I don't have it like written down anywhere, but I just think about it. I'm like, damn, I'm spread way too thin. Like, why am I in like
Why don't
20
you
different
use, like,
ecosystems
eBank
at
or
once? I do. I go and check it every now and then, but it's like, it's just like from like a trading perspective, like a lot of it's farming or a lot of it's just like sitting in spot. It just doesn't seem like a good option. Like, I would rather have like less than 10 open positions at any given time, not including like the obvious ones, not including just like holding spot ETH or the obvious shit.
I don't think there's any other obvious shit.
I mean, if I had more money, there would be some obvious shit in NFTs.
Yeah.
Like, I would get that. I have like a in my mind, I have like a tier list of like progressions of NFTs I'm gonna.
Go ahead with that. What are your obvious
NFTs?
All
right. So the I don't know exactly what the floor price, what the difference in floor price is for these.
I'm still hung up on you saying that like apes are gonna outperform ETH over 5 years.
Probably, yeah. It's like I think most blue chip NFTs would outperform ETH. Anyways, I like apes. Like I would like if you're gonna give me an ape, I would totally fucking take an ape, but I'm not gonna spend any ETH on that ecosystem whatsoever. I like squiggles. I would totally. That's probably like squiggles and Azukis are probably like the two lowest price ones that I would want. Obviously, punks. Once we really get up there, you can talk like fidenzas and autoglyphs, but that's like I don't know if I would ever spend that much ETH on an NFT.
Let's go from like bottom to top. Like
bottom to top.
Like what's the first thing you're grabbing as soon as you hit that mark? You know what I'm saying? Like you make like 3 ETH. You make 3 ETH tonight. Like what are you grabbing for 3 ETH? With the 3
Well, everything so I have my NFT portfolio is essentially split into like 3 baskets. The latter of which, or the last one, is practically like non-existent right now because I don't have. The last one is long-term holds, essentially, like stuff that I would just sit with for I don't even know how long, like years probably. I don't have any in that. The only ones that may be in that category would be this one small brain I have, maybe a French. I still have one friendship bracelet. No, not yet. Not yet. No. Renga's in the second one. The first one's just like bullshit. That like the first one's like feet pics, like abstraction, shit like that. The Trump NFT. The second one is like Renga's Valhalla. Small brains and friendship bracelets are like on the line between the two. They're more so in like the second tranche, I think. Though
you're putting small brains in the.
I like small brains. They're close. Out of everything in my portfolio, they're the only one of the only ones that comes close. Actually, no. I do have one in the third category, but I'm never selling it. It's my duck. It's my little noun.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just never selling that one ever. Because why would I? It's not worth shit.
And it's going to keep... The supply is going to increase forever.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to 0, and I'm happy with it. Like, send it to fucking 0. But yeah, Small Brains is... They're not quite there yet. I still have... Like, it still has yet to be seen how, like, the Arbitrum NFT ecosystem will do. But... I like where they're at right now. I really like my entry. I just am scared to buy it now because it's already like more than 2x since then.
Are you 2x in ETH terms? Or how much did you probably made more than 2x in Magic terms, no?
I don't even pay attention. Well, I didn't buy in Magic. I bought in ETH.
But if you sold in, well, I guess it's probably just evened out by now.
I have no idea. I don't pay attention. I don't even pay attention to like USD terms.
It was like 900 Magic when I was looking at it.
You were looking at it on Treasure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I checked them on there a little bit, but I didn't want to place a bid there. I couldn't place a bid there. I don't remember what it was. So I just did it on ETH. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really check the floor or like the prices and other shit than ETH. Treasure's been doing well. I mean, they had that one day when they got listed on like Binance or something, or Magic. They got listed on Binance like something like that, and they just exploded.
They're launching some like V2 shit, some kind of like.
I've always liked them, honestly.
Gaming.
I've always liked them. I just entered at the wrong time. I entered at like $4 back in like 2021 or whatever. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
I still have a bunch of like shitty like consumables from Bridge World that are just sitting in my wallet from almost I guess a little over a year now, not that long.
Damn.
But yeah, the third cat, like long-term shit, like stuff that would just be like a part of my collection. I don't really have anything else that's in that bracket yet. I mean, small brains, friendship bracelets, Renga's, Valhalla, those are probably like the closest to being there. But there's nothing that's like solidly in there besides my little noun, and that's not even something like that's just because it's my PFP. It's not for any other reason. But if I were to start building that up, which I totally would like to, it's just like the upside is not as clear as just like flipping right now. I don't know. I guess the first thing my penguin would, if I still had that pudgy penguin, that would definitely be in there. Maybe.
Yeah.
I was thinking about
Are you,
getting a bean.
Do you lay in bed and like put the phone down and stare up at the ceiling and think about that penguin?
It wasn't even. I don't know. I mean, I missed out on what, like 3 ETH from that. Like, yeah, that's a lot of money, but like, I don't know. I fucked up worse. Like Luna happened. I remember first seeing punks at like 3 ETH with like $200 ETH.
I feel like opportunity misses hurt more than direct losses.
Yeah,
Like
that's
sentimentally,
true.
like emotionally.
That's definitely true. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, it's just a part of the game. Like, it just happens when you're in crypto. Like, it is what it is. I don't know. I'm watching this thing.
My question is like, well, I guess it's easy to answer. Like, why didn't we buy Aptos?
I don't like any.
Kind of
I
like
don't like
evaluating our own like thought process through all.
I mean, I'm fine with
Everything
missing out
looks
on
so
that
fast.
trade. Honestly,
You think
I
so?
don't. Yeah, I've
I'm not, dude. We heard so much about it. We saw the airdrop in the summer. We didn't farm the airdrop when we probably could have. And
Yeah. The airdrop was.
like, what
I'm not
stopped
mad
us
about
from
that, but that was
picking
totally
shit
my
up
fault.
on the Bono?
I'm just bearish on it. Like, I had no reason to believe that it would bounce back the way it did. I don't know. Aptos is.
I felt like it was a little bit of like its association with Solana, like its comparability with Solana, and Solana was like dying at the same time, and so like,
I
to me,
honestly,
it felt like
I was comfortable
want to touch
picking
it.
up that Solana trade. Solana, I had less issues with at the bottom than most. With Aptos, I just see no like long-term future there. So even if I did like pick that up, I wouldn't have been comfortable with the position. Like, I still can't tell you why it pumped as much as it did. I still can't tell you why it's as hyped as it is, besides from like a funding perspective. Like, it's just, I don't know. There's just Aptos. Swee's a little bit better, you could say. But Aptos and Swee, I don't know, like Shardium, these like marginally better alt L1s with ridiculous amounts of funding are all things that like need to die in crypto, I think. They're like a lot of what's
No,
like still
I
wrong with the space, I think.
I think their best case scenario is whoever just makes like an on-chain order book exchange, because I think they have the capacity to do it, like technically.
I don't know. I mean, why can't
And
you?
I feel like it.
How is that any better than on an ETH2 as we like scale more and because that's farther along. Those ecosystems are more developed.
You can't do an order book exchange on an L2 now.
Why not?
The cost is still too high.
Well, now, yeah,
As the throughput, yeah, I'm saying like right now.
but we'll get there. You can't do that on Aptos either.
You don't think
One day, yeah, I'm sure, but no. There's no way in hell
Who do you think does it sooner? I say
I don't know enough about what's going on in the Aptos like development to say, but I do know that since they've launched,
TPS.
dude, do you remember when they first launched? That was a shit show. They were doing like 12. They were doing like 12 TPS or something like that.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Holy fuck, I forgot. Wait, is it still shit?
I don't know.
People are buying Aptos NFTs too.
People are buying Aptos domains. I saw. I don't know. Aptos. I think when you're in VC, you can see what's wrong with Aptos a lot more. You see a lot of
Yeah.
maybe we cut this part out, but you see a lot of funds just throwing money at it. Like, it was literally just a domino effect. Like, they closed a big round with some big names. They closed 2 big rounds with some big names. And from that point on, everyone was just like, okay, we're going to fund this. Like, all of the smaller guys, even the bigger guys too, from that point on, they're like, all right, we're just going to fund this shit out of everything that comes out of this ecosystem. And it's going to fly. Like, it just makes no sense. There's nothing to it, in my opinion.
I feel like the way I saw Avalanche use like Avalanche Rush to become like an actual thing, Like, I don't like Avalanche because I bought into, like, all the bullshit that happened there. But the fact that they use Avalanche Rush to garner so much and, like, an actual community now, it feels like anyone can do it. I think that's why.
You don't think those days are behind us, though? You don't think people are smarter than that now?
No. I really don't.
There was so much more money in the space when Avalanche was going on. When Avalanche was peaking, there was so much more money in the space.
Yeah, but like I feel like people are betting that. No, but like if you incentivize people, they will fucking come. They will come. People will come. If there was Luna level, UST level incentivization, people would fucking go. People would fucking go. You don't think
I would disagree with that.
Really?
Do you know where you can find UST level incentivization right now?
Where?
NFTfi. And look at how much volume they're doing.
It's different.
How is that different?
That's different because you can't. Because I'm talking like Anchor. Like if you sell another Anchor, there are gonna be people, and there's gonna be me and you that sit there, just like the old ETH guys did, that saw all of the other algo stables and that we didn't listen to. And they were like, oh, don't get into that shit. It feasibly is not possible. We were like 20% APR or 20% APY. Like we're going in.
But if that's why we entered, if that's why people would enter products like that, why haven't people flocked to NFTfi yet? Fuck that. Why haven't people flocked to Y2K yet? Why haven't people? You don't need NFTs. You can earn yield against ETH, against DAI, against USDC.
No, but I'm saying like you're saying NFTfi is where you can get the 20%, but NFTfi is not marketed and not perceived as like a crypto bank like Anchor was. Anchor was like a savings account. A savings account. Like that was the mantra. That was the persona.
And you think people?
I think if
in my mind, that's the thing that people wouldn't fall for again. Like that Anchor was something for anyone. Anchor was something that anyone who's just getting crypto could use. And there was a lot of people like that at the time. There were people like me and you who were just getting into it. Everyone who's around now has been through hell and back. They know the dangers of something like that. Like it's not that simple, I think.
I think if you start something like that now, and I'm not saying like, oh, they're gonna market it as like we're the new Luna, we're the new Anchor. Like, let's just say Aptos comes out with something that's incentivized by some fucking giant incentivization program that comes from all of the fucking VC funding that they got, and they just make some like quote unquote killer app that's not as sound as like a killer app like GMX, but just is fundamentally sound enough that people believe it. I swear everyone will go back. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to make sense. Like, nobody's going to learn. Like, people were saying, when are people going to learn? After every single L1. Like, and Aptos just fucking shot up. And everyone's on Twitter blaming it on, like, Korea or, like, Asian markets. Like, they're going to find a reason as to why this shit is working. Whether or not it's fundamentally sound. I
guess. I mean, yeah, sure. You put enough incentives behind anything, you can make anything work in the short term. But that's
all you need is 6 months of incentive. Come on, like if you think about it, how much incentives did Avalanche have? They had like 6-9. They burned through it all. People are still showing off phantom daily transactions that are most likely fake graphs or just like fucking bots or whatever the fuck Andre Cronje is doing on.
Dude, Phantom has what, like 18 years of runway or some absurd amount of runway, and they're using how much of it for incentives?
Oh, they're not
like they have an ecosystem. They have an ecosystem foundation, and that's it. Like no one is doing that anymore. I think. Like if you're saying that this stuff's gonna happen, then like the natural next step is to like build a position based off it, to trade based off it.
You saw it with optimism right now though.
And where's Optimism at now? They're back down in second place,
the
where they've
transactions
always
are fucking-
been.
Yeah, the transactions are fucking down.
It's
But they
not
had
sustainable. People know that
but
doesn't work long term anymore.
But the token price went like what, 2-3x? It's in like, isn't it in fucking price discovery?
But Aptos, the people behind Aptos, okay, I don't think Optimism is in price discovery right now, but the people behind Aptos, they don't give a shit about token price. Like, investors want to dump, sure, but like the last thing that if you're building an ecosystem, an L1, a protocol, whatever, and you're trying to make it successful, the last thing you want to do is pump it with temporary incentives, knowing that this has been done dozens of times before, and it hasn't been sustainable on pretty much any occasion.
Optimism
It's just like
at price discovery. They're at all time.
Is it really? Oh shit, you're right. It is.
They are. They were at all time highs like 2 days.
Why
ago,
are they
3
in
days
price
ago.
discovery right now? What the fuck?
Because they got fucking pumped with roids, basically. That's what they got fucking pumped with.
But the
incentive program wasn't even that good. Like,
but the thing is the chain activity is down, as far as I know.
it came back down because the incentives just stopped. Like, they had their like, and they didn't. I don't think they went all out with the incentives. I think it was just like a little blip of like incentives in terms of like how much money they probably have to put together.
I'm trying to find. Oh, sweet. All right. Oh, they're down in transaction fees. That's good. They're way down in transaction fees. Their weekly revenue has fallen off a fucking cliff. It's been dead since May, even before. Damn.
Hold up, let me take a piss. No, I think incentives will make any fucking L1 work. They need just like a few decent apps. Like, I think Aptos, realistically, Aptos hype is probably just getting started. Like, they sit on this level of hype for like 6-9 months and wait for like some kind of bull market to like really show up. If it does, I'm sure they have more ammo in the tank.
Yeah, I mean, in a bull market, things are completely different. It's totally feasible.
And me and you will be bridging over.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not just because I'm bearish on them. Like, long term doesn't mean I'm not going to use them. That's like one of the most fundamental lessons in crypto is to set aside your like bias and preferences and like prioritize opportunity and making money over being
yet.
Right. It's a struggle. Like, I'm not fully there yet either.
But buying a token is like one thing, especially nowadays.
Yeah, I'm not fully there yet. You know what did it for me was buying that. I don't know if you remember Hedron, that like hex derivative thing, that like 4x for me. I was like, damn, I guess I can just be. This thing is way down. Just like hit the price now.
Away.
Yeah, essentially. You want to wrap up here?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to bed pretty soon.
All right.
Do you do an outro? I don't think we do an outro usually. We kind of just.
No, we don't use an outro, but I think it would be a good outro. You want to just like spam 15-minute volume on Blur as the outro. And,
like just go through it.
Make 2-3 like make 2-3 random bets. Not like
we could, but it's just hard to do that on a Sunday, Saturday night, especially because there's very little volume. We swept doodles. I guess that's kind of cool. Besides that, like nothing of importance is going to be up. You're not going to see very many collections with above 1 ETH.
Share screen real quick. My wallet's not connected. Hold on. I think we can make it a tradition of just spamming the 15-minute volume on Blur, though. But you're right.
We could, but it's so hard to come up with stuff at a time like that. Usually this has become less. Like, it's less often that I find signals here, honestly, just because like.
Oh my! Wait, what is the Porsche?
Fast.
Wait. What is Porsche sitting at?
Porsche? Where's Porsche?
Porsche is sitting at 2 ETH, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I missed that one.
I had like 4th preference whitelist on this for 0.9.
Was it feasible for you to mint, or did you?
I was in Dubai. I didn't feel like it.
Oh. People were buying. What the fuck? Somebody paying 9 ETH for this.
What the fuck?
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this doodle. What was this doodle's sale sweep? Whatever. Must have been kind of interesting. Oh, what the fuck? This one guy just unloaded a bunch.
You want to guess who I saw
people.
that was wearing a Doodles hat in an interview? For very famous singer-songwriter Pharrell fucking Williams.
Pharrell Williams
Had a Doodles hat and was like it was like a TikTok of like him like showing his outfit. And he had a Doodles hat and he was like, Doodles, fucking Doodles.
Wow,
which is interesting.
That is not.
You saw they went to Flow, right?
Yeah. Or no. Did they move to Flow, or are they launching a separate collection on Flow? I thought they were launching a second collection on Flow.
Clothing, like, or attributes thing on Flow, but I think in order for it to work, they're gonna have to move the whole thing to Flow, no? Or have some kind of cross-chain mechanism.
I don't know. I don't know much about Doodles. No, there isn't shit on here, honestly. It's too late in the weekend.
Yeah.
Too deep into the weekend. Hard to open trades now anyways, so.
Alright. That is episode 4. That was a good one. I like that.
That was a good one, yeah. It's been a while, so had a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Alright.